Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian, host of Bachelor Recap, a guy's review. As you see from the title, this video is about Rachel Lindsay deactivating her Instagram account. And I know that sounds trivial to be like, why are we doing a story about someone deactivating their Instagram account? Well, unless you've been living under a Bachelor Nation rock, you know that Rachel Lindsay, former Bachelorette, first Black Bachelorette, was is a host for Extra TV. Interviewed Chris Harrison about the racial problem on the show The Bachelor. He's the host for the last 25 seasons, the only host they've ever known, and of course it went all haywire. He's stepping aside, and she's getting a lot of hate for it. She's getting a lot of hate from the internet for it, so she decides to deactivate her account. I'm going to play for you guys what her co-host Van Lathan said. They host a podcast together, Higher Learning. I'm gonna play his comments and a couple of other people's statements, pretty much in disgust that it would come to this, that someone can't keep their social media open because of all the hate and vitriol that they're getting. So let's get right into that. And right here, this is kind of how it all started. This was from a few days ago. Rachel Lindsay posted on her Instagram, hit a breaking point today. Very thankful for my family, friends, and coworkers. Now, as you guys know, the cast of The Bachelor decided to all release a statement saying basically that they're against racism and that they all support Rachel Lindsay for the work that she's doing. They all released a statement together saying, like, we back you. Now, for a long time, Rachel Lindsay has kind of been the only one fighting the fight within Bachelor Nation. No one was wanting to bite the hand that feeds. Everyone was kind of like mooching off the Bachelor Nation fan base, and no one wanted to fight the fight, probably because they know that we have a big problem in our country, very divisive problem. And because of the work that she's done, a lot of people are sliding into her DMs and just saying real hurtful things. So she said she was hitting a breaking point, and then a few days later, she just deactivated her account. There it is. No posts. User not found. Now, it doesn't mean she can't come back. Like, maybe she's having a nice weekend holiday. But knowing what we know about all the hate that she's getting, it does make it very, very complicated to think that is someone who's, she's asking all the right questions. She's holding people accountable. She's doing something that she doesn't have to do. And a lot of people that, the low energy kind of way of thinking from the people that disagree with her are like, oh, she's just, she's just making waves and she's doing this all to, this is the show that made her. Rachel Lindsay's a lawyer. She's very well educated. She comes from a family. Her dad's a judge. She knows how to ask the right questions. She has the eloquence to dig into topics and call people out when it's baloney. And she wasn't taking Chris Harrison's answers, she wasn't accepting it for what it was. And we live in a society where if you don't accept something for what it is, it would be very inauthentic to not call that out. So anyway, Chris, Reality Steve had posted this. This is Van Lathan's Instagram. I'm going to play it next, but Reality Steve says, it's nonstop and frankly embarrassing. If you blame Rachel Lindsay for what happened to Chris Harrison, then you might as well blame the iceberg for what happened to the Titanic. Quit harassing innocent people. Jesus. All right, let's play Van's statement on the matter, and then we'll just finish it up with a quick discussion here.
Okay, so shout out to Master P. My co-host on Higher Learning, Rachel Lindsay, disabled her Instagram earlier today. She did it because that's how much hate she's getting from Bachelor fans, who are spamming her with all kinds of rude, hateful things to say. All right. Y'all gotta get a fucking life. Seriously. Rachel is not responsible for Chris Harrison, a 49-year-old man who can't read the room in these present 2021 times. She's not responsible for that. It's not her job to make excuses or provide cover for somebody who doesn't understand what the fuck triggers people in today's world. It's not. You're going after the wrong person. And just to let you guys know, I know you love the show, but it's The Bachelor. It's not worth harassing somebody over. Get a fucking life. Rachel, we love you. We're with you.
There it is. I mean, look, this is the guy she works with. They pour their heart and their soul into their podcast, having deep conversations. And there's Olivia in the comment section saying that we love you so much, Rachel. Everyone's got their back for Rachel. Kristen, shout out to Van for standing by females always. I mean, one after another, just people just coming to Rachel's side. Here's the thing, guys. I am making no excuses for the commenters that exist out there. I had a video, like my channel's got a nice little, crew that we have here. Someone posted my video to the Bachelor subreddit, And when I heard that my video was in the Bachelor subreddit, it had 54 comments. And again, I'm gonna relay this back, so just stay with me for a second. My heart leaped out of my chest, and I was thinking, 54 comments. I started literally like hyperventilating because I know that the different communities are like, it wasn't my community, so my channel, I was going to be subjected to other people's judgments of me, and I immediately was like getting like a panic attack. And this happened earlier today, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, and I clicked that 54 comments button to read the comments, and I was just like looking for the negative one because, you know, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Come on now. I don't think my mom's not even a subscriber to me. You know what I mean? She's on the other side of the country. But the point is that people on the internet will say things that just would never be said to your face. I'm a stand-up comic. Right before the pandemic, you perform all over. And I've never had someone come up to me and say things to my face, but on the internet, it brings out the worst in people. And in my humble little bubble that I live in, to think that 54 comments, one of them might have been negative, that threw me. That got my limbic system flared, my fight or flight. I was already mad before I even read it. I couldn't even imagine what Rachel Lindsay goes through when she even wants to click on the button that might be her DMs. I mean, you have to understand, this is a messaging service. Like, friends are commenting on her. So it's like, you can't just necessarily avoid it, and nor should you want to avoid your own social media. Like, I feel this way with Facebook, where like sometimes I'll have like 11 notifications and I'm like, do I really want to click on this and see which uncle I'm in a fight with now? You know what I mean? So like, for her to be authentic to who she is and then get thousands and thousands of vitriolic messages, that's not productive conversation. And I relate that back to me because I'm not even in a position where I'm being like persecuted against, and I feel that heat. So I can't imagine what she goes through on a day-to-day, just trying to live her life, be authentic to who she is, the morals, the authenticity that she has, walk that path, and know that creates a friction with people that just don't agree with who she is. And it says obviously more about the people that leave these comments, but the facts are, with a country of 350 or 330 million people, if you get a couple thousand negative comments, it might feel like the whole world is against you. And again, I know this isn't the pep talk she needs, but there are so many people that support the work that she is doing. Unfortunately, it's a very simple mind that looks at Rachel Lindsay and then sees the destruction of The Bachelor and of Chris Harrison. And it's a very simple mind that just connects the two without the critical thought that exists between it. As Reality Steve mentioned, you don't blame the iceberg for the Titanic. You blame the driver of the Titanic. And as our culture comes to terms with all the issues that we have, don't blame the messenger. Don't blame the person who's calling it out. We need to embrace them, the whistleblower of society who says, nah, this isn't right. Because she's not wrong. We have a problem. And if you live in a place where you don't see that problem, that's, excuse me, choking over here. That's good for you. That's good for you if you live in a place where you don't understand these issues. But that doesn't mean they don't exist. That's like living in California and saying, oh, we don't get hurricanes. It's no big deal. That's like living in Texas and saying, oh, we don't lose electricity. Tell Ted Cruz that. The point is, I'm dying over here. Luckily, you've watched 8 minutes, so you're not going to delete me on because of a bad cough. I'll survive, folks. The point here is that we need to not just be morally against things, but we need to denounce things and denounce the people that would harass somebody for the point of view that they have. If you don't like Rachel Lindsay and her platform, choose somebody else. This happens to me once in a while where someone goes, man, I don't like you. You rant, you go on too long. And it's like, I get it. Thanks, Mom. You know what I mean? But also, thank you for your feedback. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, come on, we're at a buffet here. Pick and choose something you like. So my only advice, and again, I know this is falling on deaf ears because I know that the people who listen this far necessarily aren't the problem. The problem is people that don't want to do the work. They just want to look at her and say, you're bad, this is good. Think for yourselves. Use your critical thinking. Really just look at all sides of it. And if you don't have something nice to say, just don't say anything at all. I mean, it's as easy as that. What are you going to stand by? If we expand the things we love, it pushes out the things we hate. But if you just want to fester on the things you hate, you know, Google's just going to get that algorithm and just show you nonstop Rachel Lindsay. Like, maybe you need a messenger to be somebody else, but just understand, just because you don't see the problem doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You just might have your head in the sand. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Just be respectful. You can agree to disagree. Just be respectful, folks. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.